In addition to being in our auric field, many entities will create an energetic cord between themselves and one of our chakras. The word chakra is a Sanskrit word that translates as wheel or disc. Chakras are said to be energy centers or vortexes we use to send, receive, and assimilate energy from the world around us. Like the auric field, they are part of our subtle body. There are 7 major chakras located along the spine. They start at the base of the spine and travel up the body to the top of the head. Each chakra processes a different type of information. They include the first chakra, survival, our ability to take care of our bodies, i.e. food, shelter, houses our fears and insecurities. Physical, how the physical body interfaces with the world. Health, our current level of health. Second chakra, clairsentience, our ability to feel energy. Desires, our ability to recognize our needs, including our sexual needs. Creativity, our ability to create for ourselves. Third chakra, willpower, our personal power, willpower, drive, motivation. Passion, our ability to have passion in our lives. Out-of-body experience, our ability to dream, astral travel. Fourth chakra, self-love, our ability to love ourselves unconditionally. Affinity, our ability to love others unconditionally. Fifth chakra, clairaudience, our ability to hear others, i.e. our spirit guides. Inner voice, our ability to listen to our own spiritual information. Telepathy, our ability to communicate with others without speaking. Sixth chakra, inner vision, our ability to see mental image pictures. Clairvoyance, our ability to see and interpret psychic information. Seventh chakra, knowingness, our ability to just know. Transmediumship body, our ability to leave the body. Transmediumship being, our ability to allow another being into our body. Cords are energy channels that connect one point to another. They can be compared to a wormhole that cuts through the fabric of time and space. A more rudimentary way of thinking about cords is to picture them as a string that travels between 2 tin cans and allows you to talk to your friend. Cords allow energy and information to be transmitted between 2 people. They keep the lines of nonverbal communication open between friends, lovers, and even our enemies. I have never met anyone who did not have at least a few cords attached to them. A classic example of a cord in action is in the instance of a new mom. The infant, dependent on his mother for survival, will often create a cord between its first chakra, its survival center, and its mother's. When the child is in need, such as when he or she is hungry or has a soiled diaper, it will send a message to its mother via this cord. This connection can be so strong it can waken its mother out of a deep sleep. Communication cords can also be created between an entity and ourselves. In most instances, the entity will attach to one of the upper 3 chakras of the body, that is, either the 5th, 6th, or 7th chakra. The 5th chakra is responsible for our communication space. Through it, we receive information non-verbally and on audio channels. The 6th chakra holds our inner vision and our visual space. It is also responsible for how we see the world and where we form our reality and belief systems. The 7th chakra supports our ability to receive inspiration and divine guidance. When a cord is formed between an entity and one or more of these centers, the entity has a direct connection into our being. The clarity by which we experience the entity's lies and distorted truths reinforce our belief in their reality. We see the world through their unrealistic view of it, and we assume it's true. Jason. My son CJ, a number of years ago, had a close friendship with a young man named Jason. I believed Jason was having a negative influence on CJ's behavior. Jason also befriended one of my girlfriend's sons. Tara did not like the influence and control this young man exerted on her son either. It was our observation that whenever our sons spent time with Jason, they would return home acting mean, aggressive, self-righteous, and arrogant. Now granted, they were both teenagers, but we both could see a noticeable change in them whenever this young man was around. My friend and I are both psychics. We decided to take a look at Jason's energy. We wanted to evaluate his motives and rationales. We were interested in finding out how and why he influenced our children so greatly. It was not long into our reading of Jason's energy field that we both detected the presence of an attached entity. These entities would not only prompt his misbehavior, they would also court the boys, or perhaps more correctly stated, enlist Jason into courting the boys. This would, on an unconscious level, control them, their thoughts, and their emotional state. One day we decided to do a joint intervention with our sons. Trying to remain calm so that our encounter would not turn into a shouting match, we began our discussion from an educational perspective. Both boys were brought up around metaphysical and New Age topics. We knew that they would have at least some understanding of what we were talking about. Nevertheless, for the sake of clarity, we started at the beginning. "Do you know what entities are?" we asked. To which they both replied they did. We had them explain what their definition of what an entity was, especially an attached entity. Their reply was perfect and fully to our satisfaction. We then shared with them our belief that Jason was affected by a number of entities attached to him. We also let them know that his entities were influencing their behavior for the worse. Before we had a chance to continue, CJ jumped into the conversation. He let us know that he was aware of his friend's entities. In fact, according to CJ, Jason had 3 entities attached to him. To our surprise, he was able to rattle off their names. He also let us know that Jason was well aware of his entities. Apparently, he worked with them and communicated with them on a conscious level. This scared Tara and me. It is bad enough being unconsciously controlled by an entity. To befriend it and allow it to guide you into mischief, that is really bad. What they did not know was communication cords had been created between the entities and themselves. The cords were plugged into various parts of their bodies and chakras. They also didn't consider that maybe, just maybe, the negative, really funking attitude they were walking around with was not actually theirs. We told them that we believed that unless they became free and clear of Jason's influence, they were going to end up getting into trouble. Trouble was not a place we wanted to go. They agreed. We then taught the boys how to remove the cords from their bodies in subtle energy space. I think they were both relieved when they were able to feel themselves in their bodies without the influence of their friend. I know that when I looked at them after the healing session, they both look a bit spent, but peaceful.